to Doni Jones Live. I am certified arborist, Doni the Tree Lady, and today on our show, we are going to have a little bit of fun because it's the summer and it's supposed to be fun. And we are going to highlight somebody in our community that is pretty amazing and pretty awesome, and somebody that has a lot of insight, because I think it's time to hear from our young people. Now, we won't take too long, but I really am passionate about making a difference in the world and you know, trying to keep my pulse on what's going on. And I think that nowadays, especially if we start talking about politics, that we haven't really had an idea of what young people are thinking. I think a lot of times we're just thinking about ourselves and what we're doing as grown-ups. So I thought it might be a little bit different and a little refreshing to talk to some young people. And I actually happen to know one of the most amazing young people on the planet. And I'm talking about none other than my own daughter, Miss Megan Jones. How are you doing, Megan?
Oh, thank you so much. But you may not want to repeat that to my sister.
No. I think your sister is amazing, too. Your sister's super duper amazing. Both of you guys are amazing. But thank you for looking out for your sister.
Yes, I definitely will. I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing this summer?
I'm doing great. I spent literally almost 5 days in a row with my friends, like back to back to back, and we went roller skating, hang out. Didn't get much sleep, but it was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it.
Well, good. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your summer. That means your mom's doing something right if you're enjoying your summer, right?
Yes, most definitely.
Just kidding. Well, as I stated earlier, the reason why I wanted you on the show is because I do feel like on our show we talk about, you know, politics, we talk about racism, we talk about supporting, you know, different communities that may be a little disenfranchised. And I think some of our focus as a country is really on, you know, what's going on right now, whereas I really want us to start talking about the future. How do you feel as a young person watching what's going on in politics and what's going on in our city or in our country? How do you feel about what's going on?
Although I don't watch a lot of news, I kind of find it immature for somebody in that much power to act that, kind of want to say dumb, but I know that's a strong word.
Right.
But
and we try not to use that word in our house, but I think I know where you're going. Finish what you were saying.
Because a lot of the things he does, or Trump does, he's just kind of like...
Kind of makes you feel some kind of way.
Yeah, it's like a third grader wouldn't even think of something like that, especially
Right.
if you've had that much training in business
Right.
and sales. Even though he's good at that, he's good at manipulating
Right.
people
Right.
and getting what he wants. He shouldn't be doing that to a whole country.
Right. Well, I wasn't going to be as specific, but I guess since you're my child and I've taught you to say what you mean, I thought you were going to kind of dance around that first, but it's not just that person that I'm talking about. I'm talking about in general. Do you feel like with what you see going on right now, do you feel confident about the future, or how do you feel as a young person looking at, you know, the landscape of things?
Well, talking about landscape, like, our future is definitely going to be jeopardized by what our future looks like, saying, like, the environment.
Right.
So, although there are definitely nice people out there, you know, great people, good standards, good moral values, think that we just need to all come together and not debate, but actually talk to each other. Because that's
Right.
what we're not doing right now. We're
Right.
just kind of like, blah, 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 blah. Nope,
Right.
don't talk to me. Get away. Because then we're not getting anything done, you know?
Right.
So I think if we talk more to each other and actually listen, we
Mhm.
get more done instead of just going back and forth, coming back, and
Right.
then not getting anything done because neither of us were really listening.
Right.
We're too focused on our own values.
Right.
So I think listening is a really big part
I think
of it.
listening is very important. And just now listening to you, I'm like, man, what if adults started talking that way in politics? What would happen? I think we'd get some work done. But, you know, we do talk about education a lot in our home. We talk about the environment. We talk about, you know, different communities having their rights and privileges encroached on. Of the things that you hear about in the media, or even though I don't, you know, we don't really do a lot of TV in our home, I know that you are aware. You know what? You don't, when I'm not around, you do TV, but you're not
Yeah,
supposed to be doing TV. In your mind, what are the top subjects that you feel that we should be talking about that will affect your future? What do you think?
Well, what do you mean by subjects? Like in school?
No.
Math, science, education. Wait. PE. Recess.
Are you concerned about the environment? No, I'm just kidding.
Most
Just
definitely.
things like that. Okay, well, cool. Very cool. The reason why I ask is because, yes, you're 12 years old and you'll be 13 soon. Very, very much so. I do want you thinking about these things because I want you to think about it as a voter. You know what I mean? Coming up. Is there anybody that this is more of probably a question for your sister because you're looking at me like,
Yeah, my sister's definitely stronger in like politics because she pays more attention to that, and because she's older, she's gonna have to start paying more attention to that.
Right.
But I do hear it a lot from you guys and on the news because you do play a lot of news, and that's always fun to listen to.
Yeah, but I try to also put positive stuff out there, and I listen to my motivational videos. Is there anything that scares you about the future? Or how do you feel? Do you feel like you're able to make a difference when you get older, or what do you
I think
feel
I
your
can
role
make a
is gonna
difference now. That's what people aren't looking
Go,
at.
girl.
That's what people aren't looking at. Like this youth, we're not waiting anymore.
I love
Like
it.
we see what's going on with our environment, we see what's going on with politics, and we're like, this isn't happening. This
Right.
is my future. And I was gonna say something, but like people who are older, although their time of like having more control over government and our environment and
Right.
where TV is going, it's loosening up.
Right.
And we are not waiting for them to give it to us. We're just taking it because we have so much potential and talent and skill in our
Right.
generation that we're not just going to let people steer our future somewhere else because it's ours.
Right. That's absolutely true. What's some things that you see young people doing right now that is making a difference or that will be making a difference? What do you see?
Well, I've seen a lot of youth, including like the people around me, start businesses and even start on their ways to doing something amazing, like even creating a platform like I am doing. I just started doing modeling.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to create a platform so that if I decide I want to create a business or I want to make an organization that can help the environment or something else, whatever I choose to do, I'll already have something and some money to piggy off on.
Right.
But definitely people, I read a magazine lately that had a bunch of different people, kids under the age 18, making amazing billionaire businesses, and just because they really care. And you can only put visors on people so long before they take them off and really see what's going on.
Oh, that's so good. I wish I would have thought of that. That's true. You can only put visors on people for so long before they take them off. I love that. Absolutely love that. And you just said something that really touches my heart, and it makes me feel like you've been listening to me. But I think you mentioned modeling. And honestly, when you brought it up to me, like obviously as your mom, I've always thought you were a beautiful girl, okay? But when we're out and about, people will walk up to me and be like, oh my God, your daughter's so beautiful. Does she model or whatever? And it never seemed like it was anything that you were interested in until recently. Did you specifically pick modeling because people kind of brought it to you, or did you look in the mirror and go, you know what? I can use this, make money doing it, and then be able to use that money to build businesses or to help the environment or do things I want to do? Was it just something that came to you, or was it a plan of yours along
Well,
the way?
it was a little bit of both because I've never really been like super into like walking on a stage or something like that.
Right.
But I've always enjoyed trying on clothes, trying new things. And two of my friends now are doing modeling, and
Yeah.
it's going pretty well for them. And I think that I'm not doing modeling for just to keep doing modeling.
Right.
I'm doing it more as a platform. So
I
I
love
think
it.
that if I get some money from it and I can grow from that, I
Yeah.
think it'd be really good. But it was definitely something that I saw myself in the mirror. It's like, you know what? I have pretty good genes, this could work. And also the people around me were a very big influence on me because they are so amazing and they're really trying to get themselves out of there before, it's harder for people to get where they want to be.
Absolutely. Now, once you do make that money, or once your modeling career takes off, and I know you're also talking about acting, what do you want to do with the money that you're talking about setting aside to build your business? Do you have an idea what type of business or what area you want to go into?
I'm not completely sure, but I've always been really strong on like science and math.
Yeah.
But I'm either gonna create some kind of useful product that people can use. Like even today, I was thinking of, like, making perfume or lipstick or one time I thought about making a charger that was efficient because it didn't run on like power ends or something. It
Yeah.
would just be made of like water, some kind of substance that was continuous.
Yeah.
But I'm not completely solid on what I'm going to do with it, but I definitely know I'm going to do something with it. I
That's
just want to get
awesome.
there.
That's awesome. What would you say to young people, real quickly, before we wrap up? What would you say to young people that do want to pursue doing something, but they think they're too young to do it? What would you say? Or even old people?
Well, if you've ever seen Dreamgirls, which I doubt most of you have, the main lady says, "That's a lie, that's a lie." And I think that is, because it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are. You can start whatever you want. If you have a passion and you have a dream, then you can do whatever the heck you want. It doesn't matter.
I love it. I love it. You must have some really amazing parents. So I'm just kidding.
Props.
Honey, thank you so much for coming on to the show. I really, like I said, I'm passionate about young people getting their voice out, but I also want other people to see that I think we're dealing with a different generation, a different mindset. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, my main man, Marty, will be in the house because you got to give my man his seat. So thank you for checking us out. We'll be right back. I'm Doni the Tree Lady, and you're listening to Doni Jones Live. Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am here with my main man,
Mardy McFly, and I apologize. I'm just running a little bit late. It was
No, you weren't running late. We wanted to hear from the young folks, remember?
and I appreciate that. Out of all the days, it was a little small bus that had broke down. Some special needs kids jumped off the bus and was running around.
goodness.
It was like, let me free. And my due diligence,
Marty,
I went out
you
there
know
and tried to
can't-
grab little kids
You
and try to
can't
put them back on
imitate
the
them
bus.
like that anymore. That's not politically correct.
I'm just saying, but that's what had happened and everything. But then,
Right.
when I was outside the studio, I heard somebody trying to take my job and everything.
No.
Eh.
Remember, we had talked about hearing from the young folks.
I know. You know what? I'm doing the same thing. At my church, I took a Sunday off, and one of my deacons asked at the last minute, can you
Yeah.
preach for the first time?
Yeah.
And the dude did a great job.
Yeah.
Everybody's been bragging about him.
Yeah.
And now I can't take a day off no
No.
more. So it's like right now I'm on the job on all levels. So anyway, but now I heard a little bit outside of the
Right.
door of what y'all were
Well,
talking about.
I was trying to, basically, I don't want to just take somebody's word just because they're my kid, but I do listen to the kids when they're at my house and
Okay.
some of the things that they talk about. And what's surprising to me is to hear so many of them talking about politics and talking about, the leader of our country. And they're sitting there going, my mom wouldn't let me talk like that, or a third grader would know better than this, that, and the third. And so I really wanted to kind of pick her brain a little bit, just as a young person. Obviously, she doesn't speak for all young people.
All right.
But one of the things she mentioned was that, why can't we talk to one another? Like, why can't they talk to one another,
That is a big question. I'm saying even that's an adult question too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why can't they talk to each other? And then at the same time, I guess it's, and I don't want to be just throwing trash over on the guy.
Right, of course.
But it's like I say adult conversations, but I don't know if he's an adult enough to have that kind of serious
Yeah,
conversation because some of the things that he's tweeting about,
Right.
it's kind of like, you're the president of
Yeah.
the free world.
Yeah,
Why are
absolutely.
you, even talking about people like this?
Right, absolutely.
I
I think there has to be some level of decorum. Like, we don't, I understand, and I know this, you're going to mess with me. I understand, in a way, why certain people voted for this dude, because they wanted something different.
Yeah.
And I get that.
I understand that, yeah.
I really get that. But at the same token, I feel like the leader of our country should have a certain set of values. One of them should be able to treat your fellow man, with some type of level of
Right.
respect, even if you don't agree with them. I think the name calling has to stop. And but we can't just put it all on him. As a country, we did this.
Well,
And I think it's because people don't feel like they're heard. Like, as a country, when do we get to a point where we're going, listen, I know you might be different from me and your values might be different, but hey, how can we talk and meet?
but see, there's something that we're missing here because having a conversation with someone and believing what they're saying
Right.
is one thing, but this guy is kind of just blatantly lying.
Right. I agree.
And stuff that is like, wait a minute, you was just taped saying that, right?
Right.
And you're going against it, even with the what's called the tariffs or whatever.
Right.
That.
Oh my goodness, you saw that.
Right.
He said, "Oh, I made a deal." I'm like, dude, that was
already
months ago.
done.
It was already done.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're trying to make it like it's new, like you did something.
Right.
Why are you lying?
Do you think it's because the people that support him just don't care whether he lies? They're just happy he's in there. Or do you think it's
a lot
true
of the support? I
gaslighting?
think actually a lot of the supporters that voted for him in the beginning, I think a lot of them woke up. I think they stopped drinking the coffee and said, okay, well, you know what? You're not giving us what we wanted. We did want to make America a different place.
Yeah.
But you are not giving them that. The farmers, some of the, even the really, I say the ones that are really, really radically over there.
Right.
I don't think he's even satisfying them.
But I beg to differ. I do, in a way, I do agree with you because he has let down some of the farmers.
Right.
He hasn't, done everything he said he's going to do, but he's done enough of what they believe he said he's going to do that he's still going to have support. Because there are certain things that he said he's going to do that he actually did do.
Yeah.
So he can stand on that. But I just feel like as a country, we've got to start looking out for all of us, not just some of us. And I know that not every policy is going to, predicate something that everybody's going to be happy with. But how do you think we got to the point right now where we're so divided? And what do you think we can do to come together?
I think we've always been divided to a certain degree.
Okay.
I think we're just now up under a magnifying glass that shows more of the division.
Okay.
And some of that is just hyped upon more.
Yeah.
That probably doesn't need to be.
Right.
And it's funny. One thing that I don't understand about this president, and I'm going to say the things that he's actually done good at.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk about that. He doesn't promote that.
Well, he talks about the economy.
But like, this is one of the best jobs,
right.
unemployment, whatever times. He doesn't talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I think that's because the media talks about it for him. The people that support him do talk about it.
Because he has done some good things, but it's just a weird situation. That.
How are we gonna do that? Yeah.
He does do some good things, but I need the coffee.
We need the coffee,
Jesus.
so
thank Jesus.
Hello, I'm happy. If we can do that.
She's coming back next week too.
Yeah, she can close that door too.
No. But he's just an interesting and different president.
Yeah.
And and really all you can do right now is, like I say, just next time vote.
Right.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. Next time vote. But going back to this, and I feel like in a way over the last couple of weeks I've almost beat a dead horse with this. What can we do to work together? We've got to find a way to work. All of us have so much more in common than we have that separates us. Like, we might not agree on abortion. We may not agree on, the role of government. We may not agree on immigration. But there's so many other things that I think we can come together and agree on, which is maybe education. We may not all agree on climate change, but can we at least try to take care of the earth that we have? Like, can we find something so that it's not always about him, it's about us? Like, when does it become about us?
You know what? That's a good question. And I don't have an answer for it. Being
I'm looking at you for an answer.
I know, but I don't have it right now. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So you don't got me all choked up and everything because I'm thinking too hard.
No, I'm just kidding.
But I think a lot of times it's what's the bottom line? What are you looking for? What are you trying to achieve? And can you do it equally across the board? Like even education. Yeah, everybody needs education. But now when you say the kids on this side of the tracks need these kind of books and these kind of computers versus these kids on this side of the track.
But I think they should all have the good book. Like, I'm glad you mentioned that.
We all should
We
have
all should have. But that's not happening.
Right.
Like, I look at the school that my daughters go to now. They go to a private school.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the opportunities that they have right now. For example, one of my daughters is in Ireland right now.
Okay.
On a school trip, learning about the ecosystem in Ireland and going out in the country and meeting different cultures and different people. And she's experiencing things I've never even experienced before. I went to Ireland last year, but still, every time it's different. Why can't all children have the opportunity to do those type of things?
My nieces, they went on a field trip down a street.
No.
All right. to the local park to look at some bums and say, okay, that's what poverty looks like. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Marty,
I'm just
they
saying,
did not go down the street.
You think I'm playing? They got a little bus and went down the street, had some bologna sandwiches, and that was their field trip.
Okay, but we got to change that. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we got to change.
I want to change that for your little cousins. When I was a kid, we actually used to go to the zoo. That was like a big, field trip for us, was going to the zoo. So, and I think that's great, but there's even kids nowadays in certain school systems that don't even get that.
They don't get that. And I remember when I was growing up, they took us to like the some certain movies, I forget the name of it, but it was like a black and white movie that was about the Holocaust. That really gave us some inspiration.
Schindler's List.
Yeah, the Schindler's List, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was, now I know they probably still do that.
Right.
And I don't have kids, so I don't know what they're doing now.
Right.
But I know
it's time for you to have some kids.
Hey, look, we enjoy practicing on kids. All right. So when that time comes,
you'll be ready. You'll be ready. You know what to do.
We'll know what to do, right? We just like practicing. But so I don't know exactly what is all going on, but I know there has been a lot of development. But in every aspect, like you said, what can we do to make it equal? Yeah. It's going to be hard for that.
Right. Well, I don't know if you can ever make it equal. I remember I used to say this. I used to say, you can grow up and be anything you want to be. I believe that anything that you deep down desire in your heart, you can be. But like I used to want to be a gymnast when I was a kid. Okay, well, I never took any gymnastics. I'm not the most flexible person in the world. So maybe I could have been a gymnast, but the likelihood of that actually happening, I don't know.
Well,
you know what I mean? Somebody could want to be 6'2" and they're only 5'11". That's not going to happen. So we have to.
I'm never going to be a 6'6" dark-skinned brother. It just ain't gonna happen.
Is that what you really wanted when you were a kid?
I wanted to be like,
you wanted to be chocolatey.
Chocolatey, because, Wesley Snipes and everybody was in during that time, and the basketball players and all that.
That's right.
Yeah, no, that dream would never come true. No matter if I drank coffee, ate a whole lot of chocolate, it wasn't gonna happen. Just one of those things. Unfortunately,
I think we're supposed to be talking about dreams and aspirations.
Yeah, but that was my dream.
That was your dream.
That was my dream and my aspiration. It just wasn't coming through. But anyway, But hey, if you got a question, if somebody has a question or a comment about this, they can reach you at what?
DoniJonesLive, DoniJones Live, LIVE @gmail.com. That's DoniJonesLive @gmail.com. And they can also check out my book too, because we talked about my book last year. Hit me up on Amazon. Last week.
Yes. Right. And your new book, well, you're working on that one.
I'm working on it ain't that deep. That's a new one I'm working on. But the one that I currently have out now is From Failure to Fabulous. And also, you guys, if you need some production done, Marty and I work with a company called WAFS Productions. So hit us up on that too. But guys, we'll be right back. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to switch it up a little bit and get a little bit more lighthearted, I would assume.
Okay. All right.
We'll
be right back. Doni Jones Live.
Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Mardy McFly.
You are that guy, Mardy McFly.
I'm curious. When you was growing up, what are some of the things that you remember? Because, like, everything is coming back now. Like, they're trying to redo Punky Brewster, and stuff like that. And, I want to know if they're, like, going to redo He-Man. But what were some of the cartoons or some of the things that you grew up with?
I used to love Ultraman, which I don't know.
Ultraman.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, Ultraman. See, I liked a lot of the shows that kind of started off in Asia. I loved Godzilla and King Kong on Sunday morning. And then my regular shows were like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, wow.
I used to love Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky?
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
So you're going a little bit farther back than I thought. What, did you watch cartoons at all?
I did. Speed Racer. I used to watch Speed Racer. You don't know any of those? You are not that much younger than me.
Maybe just about 10, 15, 20, somewhere in there.
Okay, I'm walking out the studio.
Speed Racer,
he is not 20 years younger than me.
I grew up on like Transformers.
I didn't know. I didn't grow up on Transformers. Scooby-Doo.
Okay, Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I was watching the reruns. Yeah, Scooby-Doo and stuff like that. Yeah. Popeye the Sailor Man.
Popeye the Sailor Man. I watched that.
Did you play video games growing up?
I did, but I was playing video games as a teenager. So you were probably playing them in elementary school, right?
Probably.
I did Pac-Man, Tetris, Space
you
Invaders.
Play Tetris back then. Tetris wasn't out then.
Yes, it was. Isn't Tetris the one that has the little line and then you have to?
Yeah, the
line
Tetris
comes down.
I want to say Tetris came out with the Game Boy years later. But
okay, what's the one where all these different lines are coming down the screen?
The line and you flip them around.
Right. What's that?
Right. Okay, that is Tetris.
Okay.
But that didn't come out with the what was it, Atari system? When it first came out with Pac-Man.
Yeah, Pac-Man was when I was a kid.
Right, but they didn't have Tetris then, did they?
I don't know.
No, they did not. Tetris, because that was more like an advanced game.
Dude, you sound like you're getting mad about this, dude. It's just a game. It's my memory, okay?
I know you had some flawed memories and stuff. You know, I'm just saying.
Okay, how about Donkey Kong?
Yeah, play Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Now, I guess I'm wondering because like now at my age now,
yeah,
I don't play not one video game.
I don't either. Well, you know what? Like if you're on social media, I guess the big thing. Well, I don't know if it's still big, but Candy Crush, is that still big? No, nobody's playing.
I don't
see
know.
The millennials behind the screen are like, no, nobody.
No, and that's
Candy Crush. Only old people play.
And see, I don't know if those are classified as video games though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like apps.
But they're on your screen.
Yeah, but that's not like a game system. I'm saying like now, if you are a gamer and you playing Warcraft or something like that, and you say, well, I play Candy Crush. You know, that's not. Come on now, really?
Okay, well, what's the one where you can get different types of like swords and stuff, and then you slice up fruit? Fruit Ninja. Yeah, I like that game.
Those are apps. Those are things.
Fruit Ninja, because we were in the mall, and you stand on this little area in the mall, and there's a big screen TV, and then you just wave your hands back and forth.
Dave & Buster's.
Yeah. No, not Dave & Buster's, but Punch City Bowl. Well, yeah, there's one at the mall.
Yeah.
Like when you go to any mall now, they have like the Microsoft store. And then you just
yeah.
Whatever.
Do you think if you like go into like GameStop or something like that and say, "Can I get Fruit Ninja?" You know, they'd be like, yeah, the new version just came out. You know.
Okay, how about Dance Jam? How about
now that might be a real video game.
The dance. No, it's where you dance. And you get points. Just dance. From the 12-year-old, yes. Just dance. That's a video game.
Do you play with it with a video machine?
Okay. You have this little thing you hold in your hand, or you hold your phone in your hand. And you do all the dance moves, and you get points based on how good you move.
Oh,
that's a video game.
And it works with your phone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's an app.
That is.
It works with your phone, right?
It's okay, there's a screen on the TV. That's a video screen, right?
Okay. All right. Does it come with a cartridge?
I don't think so. It's like a app. Okay, I'm getting no one.
It's
okay, so an app. Okay.
I'm just saying, it's interesting how the gaming world just changed all around because I remember when, I did a couple of years ago try to get into the gaming thing and I bought me a Wii.
Yeah. We had a Wii?
Yeah, and
Just Dance is on Wii.
Real
go ahead.
Gamers talked about me too.
Why's that?
Because I couldn't get no real games. It was like the family happy games, like bowling.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, you want to play, what's some of those games that you shooting
Mortal
at people?
Kombat and stuff like
that. Kind of
that?
stuff, that ain't on the Wii. That kind of stuff ain't.
So what are the heavy duty games on? Like what system is that on?
I guess it's like Xbox and...
Yes.
Those are the real games.
Yeah.
But you know what? I am not that serious about that stuff.
But you're also older now, dude.
That doesn't mean that people my age are still serious gamers.
You know what? You're right, because my sister's husband is really into games. Like for his birthday, she got him games.
I believe that. Now there's a game out there. Now I'm not sure if it's World of Warcraft, but it was one of these newer games out there that is actually causing people to lose their marriage. Because they are so connected and addicted to these games.
Wow.
And you know what's even more? Let me ask you this.
What's that?
If your husband was playing a video game,
right?
And this was a question that was asked to me this week, and he was like, because you can, create your own virtual reality, your own virtual person and everything.
Oh God, I think I know where this is going. Go ahead.
If you have a relationship with someone in that virtual reality world, is that cheating?
Oh gosh. That's a tough one.
But
you're not really having a relationship, right?
Well, if it's a mentally conversation, if you going online to spend time.
Oh, wait a minute. But is there a person attached? Is it just an avatar or something like that? Or is it an actual, or do they build a person and that person?
Right. You build your person, that person builds their person, and you meet in this virtual reality world.
That's cheating.
Uh-huh.
That's cheating.
But you're not touching and you're not.
No, that's cheating. That's like your pastor, your pastor up in South Carolina, North Carolina, who said he had an emotional relationship with somebody. That's cheating.
Well, yeah, if you're not playing a video game and you playing real world games with this person, yeah, that's cheating.
But if it's a video game, and on the other side of the video game is a person,
right,
that's also playing that video game. That's the same as texting somebody.
Okay, so
or sexting, as they call it, or they spending time away from you.
It's some kind of emotional connection.
I think that's cheating.
You know?
Do you think it's cheating?
You know what? Not really. Honestly,
really?
Not really. You know, now.
See, I'm surprised you say that because I know you understand human nature, and you know, with you being a pastor and stuff like that, and you see people have challenges in their marriage, and they come to you.
I'm like,
you can understand.
If she's spending a lot of time on that game, talking to somebody else, there's less time she's bugging me. I'm cool.
You know
with
what?
that.
I'm done with you.
I'm
man.
cool with that. You know, I'm just saying. I'm cool. Can you ask?
Well,
can you add your
would have
virtual
a
boyfriend
problem
for some virtual bread or something? You know,
I would have a problem with that. I would, and it is cheating. Just so we clarify, as a woman that has been married for 16 years, if that had happened in my relationship, I would perceive it as cheating.
But what if it's totally platonic? I'm saying they just talking, they just chit chatting.
Marty.
You know? Like a person right now. If you have another male friend that y'all just talk to every once in a while.
That's not if it's just talking in a friendly conversation and there's not an emotional attachment that can be seeming like that seems romantic. I think that that's okay if it's just a friendly once in a while thing. But if I've heard some of these gamers are on games for hours a day. Yeah. That's a relationship. Okay, think about this. If you have a kid and let's just say it wasn't somebody that was of the, opposite sex or whatever, if it was just kids playing video games and they were playing these video games all day with their friends on the other side.
Right.
At some point you would go, this isn't healthy.
Right.
Because take yourself outside. Go play with your real friends.
Right.
And then they turn to you and go, well, these are my friends.
Yeah. Well,
that's what I'm
life
saying.
has changed too. I'm saying because even with us, I can put a towel around my neck, put a little safety pin. I'm Superman and Batman. I'm playing outside all day. Right. Nowadays, it's Facebook friends.
Yeah.
But
Facebook friends are not always real friends. Now, some of my Facebook friends are real friends, and you do create a community, which I love that. But if something were to happen to somebody I really care about and I'm in the hospital, I want somebody that's going to sit there and hold my hand, that'll show up for me.
True.
That will honestly pray for me. Because sometimes on Facebook, it's just easy to go like, heart, we'll pray for you or whatever. But are they really going to show up for you?
That is true.
So I think a lot of times there's your friends that happen to be on Facebook, and there's also this thing that it's just Facebook friends, meaning that they don't really know you. Like nobody has 5,000 real friends.
True, and if you do, you don't. Nobody
has 5,000 real friends.
Not real friends because you don't have that much time. But anyway, Donnie, how can they get your book? Because you got a lot of powerful information and stuff just coming out of your forehead and stuff. So, if they want to read your book and get more information.
They want to read my book, hit me up at DoniJonesLive. We're on DoniJonesLive.com. You can find out more about me. That's DoniJones Live, LIVE.com. Or you can email me at DoniJonesLive@gmail.com. And Donnie is always spelled DONI. And then also, they can get the book on Amazon. They can get the book on Amazon.
And they can also see you on YouTube. They can see you on Peachtree TV.
They can see us.
DeKalb TV with
us. And your church, Turning Point, is on DeKalb 25.
Yep. This is DeKalb 25. If you really want to see me actually speak and everything, just tune in on Sundays at, I think, 5 p.m.
That's right. And you're a great pastor. But we're going to take a break real quick. You got something inspirational for us when we come back?
Nope. I ain't got nothing inspirational. Live long and prosper.
I'm going to beat you up, Marty.
Pray for a day.
I'm going to beat you up.
I'm just saying.
We're having a slow moment right now.
But we'll be right back.
Yeah. Welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I'm Doni, the tree lady.
And I am that guy, Mardy McFly.
Yes, you are that guy, Mardy McFly. You're killing me.
You know, it's funny. You always ask me about, inspirational moments.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it's really, I don't have always biblical things. I have like little life things that just kind of say, how can I help somebody else, to have a better tomorrow?
Right.
And that's always been my biggest goal. And I don't know if I've told you this, but a couple of days ago, someone stopped me in my driveway and
What
was
happened?
like, how do I get, they were asking about how to get to another street.
Right.
The street was called Chapel Hill.
Right.
And it was like, now I've been in this community for a while, but I don't know how to get over there. Do you know, can you give me directions?
Right.
And I was like, well, okay, I don't know all the streets, but if you go past this stop sign,
Right.
the first street on your left, you don't make the left.
Right.
The next street is going to be Balding Eagle. You make a left on Balding Eagle, and you go up, to you can't go no more, and then you got to make a left.
Right.
And then when you get out, that's going to be Chapel Hill. Okay.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, okay, man, I appreciate that. And, sometimes when people come to you in life,
Yeah.
you might not know all the answers,
Right.
but you know how to guide them a little bit farther along the way.
That's good.
Like
yeah.
you might not know scriptures, just like I didn't know the name of that first turn,
Right.
but I could kind of guide you down there to make that turn.
Absolutely.
Now, I might know a little bit of interesting
Right.
words to say, like, the bald eagle, or,
Right.
God loves you, or if you
Right.
ask it in his name,
Right.
or he is your shepherd,
Right.
and he always forgives you. He's your
Right.
redeemer. I can say those things,
Right.
but just long as I can help push you to your next destination,
Mm-hmm.
that's, I think, the biggest thing that God wants us to do, because it's God's work, but our hands.
I love that. I love
So it's
that.
like, if anything, the inspirational thing is don't doubt yourself. Just help somebody.
I love that you said that because that's how I feel about our show. Like a lot of times I don't always know the right things to say, but but to get the feedback from the people that have seen the show and that listen to you and listen to me, a lot of times I'm sitting here going, okay, what should I say or how should I react to that?
Right.
And then when I just keep it real and I say what's really on my mind, I'll get a text or I'll get a call from somebody saying that really inspired me, or I was going through this and that really touched me. Like last night I was talking to a gentleman that actually, he's in the real estate industry, and my goal is to have him on the show one day because he's really a phenomenal man. But he's growing his business, and he is hitting certain milestones in his business. And with those milestones, he's also finding there are some people that he's not gonna be able to bring with him. Okay, so I didn't know any of this, but I called him because I hadn't talked to him in a while. And I said, hey, what's going on? I'm sorry, I've just been real busy, but I just wanted you to know that I definitely wanted to meet up with you. But there's just been some challenges where I'm dealing with some people that I'm realizing I'm not going to be able to deal with them anymore because they're not going to be able to continue on this journey with me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to have to cut some people out of my life. And he goes, you would not believe this, Doni. I'm going through that right now.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, I just had a feeling to call you. So,
when you're growing plants, you got to prune them.
That's right.
And it's not that, things like that grows with it, but you still got to prune it. It's a part of the life. It's a part of the growth.
I don't understand a word you just said. I'm messing with you. I was like,
basically, what you're doing is right.
I'm
Is what
messing
you're
with
supposed
you.
to do.
I
But
know.
anyway, see, I'm trying to bring you a little special little message.
No, that was good. When you made it about trees, that was
Right. Like when you got new growth in your, never mind.
Are you going to say something about my hair? I dare you.
I was not about to say nothing about your hair.
What you talking about new growth for?
I was thinking
I know
about
I need
trees.
to have my locks retwisted.
I was thinking about trees and new growth with your underbrushes
I'm
and your.
retwist my hair right here on the
Don't
set.
do that. Don't do that.
With you.
You represent a whole culture of people. You don't come in here doing your hair and you're gonna start bringing out grease and stuff like that.
I
and
ain't got no grease.
No. Gonna start having little boxes of chicken and stuff in here.
But I tell you one thing, I was at church the other day, and you know how, as people of color, we joke about people wanting to touch our hair just out of the blue. I literally was walking down the hall, and a friend of mine, I hadn't seen her in a couple weeks, but actually a couple months, she just walks up and just grabs my locks like this. I was like, okay, And I'm like,
Okay.
I've never just walked up and grabbed somebody's hair like that,
What did she say?
She was just, hey, girl, good to see you. Your hair looks beautiful. I was like, no, she said it had grown. She goes, oh, my God, your hair has grown so much. I was like, okay. But it was just like that awkward moment. Like,
Does that happen often at all? I'm saying, is that like
I can honestly say somebody touching my hair probably happens once or twice a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have anybody touch outside of my wife. Nobody touches my hair.
Well, yours isn't,
Even if it's long.
But you also got a hat on too.
Right now.
And you're not a girl. Like they do. My little baby's in the studio right now. Do people do that? Just randomly walk up and touch your hair? Oh my God. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They just do.
Okay.
I don't think that's a.
Well, we got engineers. Does anybody come and just
do
touch
people
your
just
hair?
randomly come touch your hair?
They do.
So is that a thing that we should just not be bothered by then?
He's like, I don't know. I'm not in it. I push record. Don't ask me.
And
no
say, don't
questions.
ask me no questions.
But yeah, they touch my hair. Yeah, they do. But
yeah. No. But he's
yeah.
got pretty hair too, though. I can understand why.
Yeah,
Okay, well maybe we should start taking it as a compliment then, and not. No.
Yeah, take it as a compliment. They like to touch your fuzziness.
They did.
And that's cool.
I didn't say my hair was fuzzy. You said you think it's fuzzy?
Well, in certain areas. I'm just saying you got some peach fuzz in places. You do got some new growth. Is saying that is growing.
It is growing.
So that's a good
absolutely
thing.
growing.
And it's not grayish. It's not gray. I don't see any gray.
No,
in there.
my dad did not gray until he was probably in his late 50s, early 60s.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't think I'll gray much. I think I've got like 8 grays in my hair.
And I am really truly blessed. That
You got all your hair.
Well, no, I have all my hair, and the places that I gray at, people don't see.
What?
That's the blessing. My wife is upset, but but yeah, everybody they don't see that gray.
Praise the Lord.
That's when you know you get old.
No.
That's when you know you getting old.
Then I must not be getting old. We'll just keep it that way.
you still dying.
I've never died.
You've never dyed your hair.
Can we just?
You never
No,
dyed your hair?
I have dyed the hair on my head.
What are you talking about?
Stop trying to be
Yes.
silly. So anyway, I've dyed the hair on my head periodically. Yeah. But not very often. I'm trying to make a segue because I feel your brain going right now. I feel it. I know you well enough to know that look.
This is a nice Christian show.
This is a very nice spiritual show.
Spiritual show that
spiritual.
we empower people. We talk about entrepreneurship.
That's
so
right.
I just like to stay positive.
So tell me something entrepreneurial that doesn't have anything to do with hair.
Okay. Entrepreneur, I am learning right now as an entrepreneur to still make a budget, for everything.
Absolutely.
Even as running a church. The church isn't a business, but
it is.
church.
No. It is a business.
Wait. Let me finish.
Okay.
It's not a business, but we have business that we take care of.
Right.
That's
true.
In the sense of I'm not there selling stuff that, but we do have financial things that we have to take care of. And
Right.
a lot of the biggest thing is, keeping your budget together.
That's right.
Paying your people and
That's
all
right.
that stuff. And if every so often you got to fire some people, just let them go.
Going back to what we were talking to my friend about.
gotta let 'em
Sometimes you got to let people go.
Right.
And you know what? I'm glad you did
And I
bring
got
this.
2 of y'all that I'm about to let go maybe next
Can't
week.
do this over the air.
Why not? Well, I'm just giving y'all the proper information for y'all to make the best decision.
But you know, I like that you brought that up because a lot of times we
Bible.
do talk about entrepreneurship, and even with our show, we have fun on it, but it's a business. Just
Right.
like the church is a business, my tree service is a business. You have to find a way to make your business work, and
Right.
sometimes when you've got the people in there that shouldn't be in there, you do have to make that hard decision to
Oh, yeah.
let them go. And I think one day we need to have like an HR person come in and talk on our show.
Yeah, but honestly, no, I am. I had some people that was starting to question me.
What do you mean?
Well, they told me that I come to church late, and they don't
You can't come to
appreciate that.
church late as the pastor, Marty.
No, wait. But if I'm paying you, what that got to do with your job?
But you're the pastor.
Right, but if
No, I'm glad you said that, though. No, Marty.
Understand this: if my church service starts at 11 o'clock,
Right.
and I show up at 11 o'clock, what does that have to do with your job?
Because they've got to get don't you have people that record your
Yeah. Right. The
they
church
need
is
your-
open.
that-
What I don't set up the camera.
You have to lead by example.
Wait.
though.
If I don't set up the camera, I don't cut on the keyboard, I don't play the keyboard, I don't play the drums. Why the keyboard player or the drummer trying to say you here on time and we don't appreciate that.
That's you're late. If you're on time, you're late. One of our we've adopted a saying now in our family because we do have an issue with time is on time is late.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
What?
If one of your tree workers said, okay, y'all have a job to do at 11 o'clock, and they said, Donnie, you late. You wasn't out here.
They would say that. They would, because that's the culture in my company now.
So
we hold each other accountable.
You cutting down the trees too?
No, but like, for example,
for you to be there.
For example, I had to mark some trees, and I was running behind schedule.
You had to mark some trees?
Yeah, because there was a stand of trees we were cutting down, but there were some of them we were going to leave. And when I got there, I was like maybe a few minutes late,
Okay.
And one of my guys, because of the culture in our company, he said, hey, boss lady, you're late.
Why you got to do that accent?
What?
Why you got to use that accent?
What do you mean?
The accent you just used. Hey, boss lady, you late.
Oh, my God, dude.
Why you do that? That's wrong. I'm just saying. I don't know any of your employees, but now I got a picture. Just
you know what?
You did that.
Scratch whatever he thinks, whatever you think he's saying. Okay, let me rephrase. He said, hello, boss lady, you're late.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm learning.
But you know what? I'm glad you pointed that out. I think what I just did was kind of racist.
Yes, it probably was.
I think that is kind of racist.
Yeah.
So I got to fix that. I better not ever do that again.
Nope.
I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Seriously.
Yes, boss lady.
Because that's like when... You silly. Guys, I think we should talk about stereotypes in our next show. We definitely should, because I did not realize that. But that's like when I walk into a room and somebody go, oh, what's up, girl? What's up, dude?
Well, like, what's up, dude? We got to go. We got to get out of here.
We got to get out of here. What's up, what's up, what's up?
We're going to talk about this next week, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about it next week.
Wrong.
That's wrong.
That's wrong.
Absolutely. You guys, thanks for checking out our show. I'm Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am Mardy McFly. And we will talk to y'all next week.
Yeah, y'all.